chosen ones, empaths. See, a lot of you, not a lot of you, but some of you don't believe me when I tell you that the narcissist now knows you're the best supply they ever had. I want you to understand the reason why the narcissist knows that they've lost the best supply they've ever had. Firstly, right, the narcissist, they can go out there. They can meet other people. Yes, sure, great. But if you understand your self-worth and you understand your value and you understand what you brought to the relationship and you understand how you're different from other people and you're unique and there's no one else like you, you'll start to understand where I'm getting at, right? They can go and meet other suppliers. I often talk about how they downgrade, how they go back to their level, how they monkey branch and pick some low-hanging fruit and they downgrade. But for those of you out there that's not enough for you, look, they can meet other people. They can meet doormats, people who they can walk all over, who they can do what they like to, who they can cheat on and treat like trash, and the person has no backbone. Now, I don't think you're like that. I think the person that you are, you had morals. You had standards of what a relationship should be between two people. And you held the narcissist at point with this. You held them down to this degree that a loving relationship should have reciprocity. It should have reciprocation. It should have trust. It shouldn't have cheating. It should be a monogamous relationship. Even if they did cheat on you, even if they did go behind your back, they did stuff when you couldn't see. I'm not talking about that, but I'm on about what you presented as an ideal relationship. You weren't easily moldable. You weren't easily manipulated. You offered resilience. You have to understand all of this is fuel for the narcissist. They enjoy this. If they have someone who they can walk all over and they can treat like trash, they'll get bored very quickly and very, very quickly. They want someone who is decisive in what they want. They want a partner who has an idealistic perspective of how they want a relationship to be. They want someone who has morals, who has standards. That's what they want. They want someone like that who has these standards and these morals and lives by these standards and these morals. Yes, they'll try to break them. Yes, they'll try and sabotage your morals. Yes, they'll try and sabotage your ideals and the way that you live your life, and they'll try and plant knives in the ground and mess up your life. Yes, they will do that, but they like the fight. They like the fight. That's what they enjoy. That's what they thrive off. And you might say to me now, Zion, I feel like I was a doormat. Yes, in some degrees, they took the absolute piss. Is the most nicest possible way I can express that. I was trying not to swear, but I just had to say it. They did take the piss. They did take the mickey, maybe I should have said, right? Yeah, they did. But we still had a backbone. We still had resilience. You know, we might have tolerated BS from them, you know, but they knew they couldn't show us their whole hand. You know, as much as they always say we were walking on eggshells, the narcissist was walking on eggshells around us. You got to think back to the beginning of the relationship. Why did they lie to you about who they are? Why did they come into contact with you, right? They met you day one. They met you. You met. And they lied about their life. They lied about everything, their pursuits, dreams, goals, aspirations. They lied about it all. They done that because they didn't feel worthy of who they really are. That's how much low self-worth they have. They didn't feel worthy. They felt the need and the necessity to lie to you about who they are from day one. Right? That's because you were not in their league. They're not in your league, should I say. They never was. They looked at us as an opportunity to reach higher heights. But we're the best they're going to get. No one puts the amount of effort like you put into the relationship. And if you're someone who's going to come in the comment section and say, oh, but there's plenty of other people out there, you know, there's plenty of other people they can go with, la-di-da-di-da, then you're not understanding the value that you hold as an individual in this life. In this existence we call life. You're not one in a million. You're not 1 in a trillion, 1 in a billion. You are one. There's only one you. You can never, ever be replaced. No matter who fills that void and that space in the life of the narcissist, it's never going to amount to you. It's never going to replace you. It doesn't matter if you perceive the person as better looking, if you perceive the person as taller, smaller, shorter, fatter, thinner, whatever. However you perceive that person, that new supplier, it doesn't matter. Because you offer a unique set of traits to the narcissist. You offer a unique supply source that only you offered to the narcissist. And some of us have been in this relationship for decades. So you think that a relationship, a narcissist can be in a relationship for decades, right? Or less than. And they can quickly and easily move on with someone else and live happily ever after. You're believing what they tell you. That's your first mistake. You know, why does the narcissist go to lengths to actually come and tell us, I'm with a new supplier and they're better than you are? Or I'm with a new supplier and they're better in the bedroom than you are. Like, why would they come and do that? They come and do that because you're on their minds. You know, that's how sick they are. They'll be intimately involved with other people thinking of you. Thinking of how they're missing out with you. Concerned and worried. You know, I always tell you, lot, take your time to move on. But you just need to wait and see. When you do move on, that cat's going to come out the bag, if that's the right expression. You know, you're going to see that narcissist make an appearance. For those of you who haven't heard from them in a long time, let you move on, actually move on in a relationship and be happy. Not just anyone and anyone, a proper partner. Someone who has reciprocity, someone who has reciprocation, someone who has love, someone who understands empathy and is empathetic, someone who has morals and standards. And you meet someone of that level and of that caliber and you settle down with them, you're going to see the narcissist so jealous and resentful and hateful and bitter and twisted, it's unreal. Right? But going back to what the topic of the video is about, the narcissist now knows you're the best supplier they've ever had. And they know this now. This is another mistake that you lot make. I'm not saying all because a lot of you do understand. So sorry when I say all, because I shouldn't say all. It's kind of a negative phrase. I shouldn't say it like that. But what I mean is some of you don't understand that you need the narcissist to actually move on for them to fully appreciate what your value was. That's how backward thinking they are. That's how twisted they are. You see, the narcissist that was involved in my life, narcissists as well, that's plural. More than one, right? That I've been involved with, right? Not even just romantically, in friendships, etc. They only realized my worth and my value after I was gone out of their lives. That's when they truly realized what value I brought to the table and the things that I brought to the table. It was already too late to reconcile. They were not able to reconcile with me. They know they can't reconcile with me. It's already way past that. They know that. The narcissist my ex-narcissist, romantically that one, knows that by her being with another man, I would never, ever let her back near me ever again, right? But she tempted that in me. She tried to push my boundaries, and I kept my boundaries firm, right? She probably thought at the time when she was doing this and she was entertaining a new supply, she thought the grass was greener. She thought it was going to be better. She thought that life offers her something that I'm not giving her. So therefore she reached out, she monkey branched, and I've seen the photo. It's a downgrade. I've seen the photo with my own eyes. And even when I didn't know about these terms like downgrade, I didn't know about narcissist, I saw the photo and I was like, yo, that's not my level. It was a downgrade. Some of you lot need to look beneath the veil, right? A lot of the times they do downgrade, right? And I can tell it's a downgrade. I don't even know if they're still with that partner now, right? But they were doing stupid things, like they were orientating their whole social media towards me. That's what they were doing, and I could tell, I could see it. I knew they was. They were hacking my phone while they were with the new supply. They were watching what I was doing on my phone when I didn't realize while they was with the new supply. You know? I'm telling you now, right? The narcissist doesn't live a life where they make decisions and they're happy by their decisions. They're not the type of individual to be content with the way that life plans out. And you know, you live life, you're experiencing life at the moment. Things don't always line up the way we plan them, do they? You know, but we get over it. A narcissist doesn't get over it. A narcissist is not content with the way things unfold in life. They're miserable creatures, okay? They're miserable, miserable creatures. And I made a video earlier on about narcissists make you live in fear because they are boring creatures, right? So if you want to check that out, because it's true, you know, they're very boring, very, very boring creatures. And you've got to understand that you wasn't boring. You offered everything to them and they wanted more. You gave them everything they could possibly need, want, or desire. And they wanted more. Because they are leeches. Because they are empty vessels. They do not appreciate what you offer. They don't appreciate the things that you offered them. They don't appreciate the things that you gave them. They're very unappreciative. Yeah? They don't have gratitude. They're not thankful. All of these things like thankfulness, gratitude, appreciation will kick in to the narcissist with a twist on it after they've made their move with a new supply. It will turn into a regretful appreciation, a regretful form of gratitude. Right? Do you understand what I mean? Like, they'll be regretting that they didn't appreciate what they had. They'll be regretting that they wasn't grateful for what they had. But at this current time, they're looking into the eyes of the new dusty supply. And the new dusty supply could be a walkover. Do you know, even if for those of you that say, the new supply is better than me. Even if the new supply is better than you, the narcissist can't see that. Do you not understand? The narcissist can't see that. I don't believe the new supply is better than you by far. I don't believe it at all. Because a lot of these new supplies knew about us. And anyone that's dealing with someone that knows they're in a relationship and stuff like that, they're not on our level, right? And I guarantee you a lot of these new suppliers knew about us, right? But let's just say for the benefit of the doubt, right? For those that put it in the comment section about, let's say the new supply is better than you in every which way, right? The narcissist is so caught up on their past and not content with what life offers them, right? They're not content with the current situation and the state of affairs. They're never content with where they are in life. They're never content with it, right? So they're always caught up on their past. And my proofs and evidences for this is the reason why your narcissist, ex-narcissist, used to talk about their previous supplies to you. Right? They used to talk about the previous supplies to you because they were still fixated on their previous supplies. You've got to understand that the entire course of your relationship, however long it was, they were caught up on their supplies for a good majority of time during that. They still weren't over and healed from letting go of their past. They're very much in the past, right? And now we are the past. We are what has been. So that's why I'm saying to you that even if someone is better or is more ideal, right? I don't believe they are. I really don't believe they are, because they knew about us and they're cheaters and liars and all of that. But let's just say, for those that disagree with me, they'll still be caught up on you because you're their past. They can't appreciate it. Let's say a new empath come along, an empath who's loving and caring and giving and honest and everything like that. They won't appreciate that new supply because they'll still be caught up on you. Remember, the whole thing is because their way of dealing with breakups and makeups and relationships is by healing through other people. You were merely a vehicle to heal them, to then go on to the next one. That's what your job was. That's what your role was. They were so broken and distraught, whether they were discarded or they discarded their ex, whatever the scenario was, right? They're still broken. Even if you do the discarding, it still affects you. It actually affects you worse if you are the one that cuts off a relationship. It affects you worse. I truly believe that. You know, if you're the person that actually cuts someone off, you go through dumper's remorse after. You start feeling guilty further down the line. When someone breaks up with you or discards you, the person who's been dumped, right? The person who's been discarded, they deal with all of the emotions then and there, you know? Person's out my life, they'll be sad for some time, they'll cry, they'll be upset, but eventually they start healing and getting over it. The difference is with the person who does the discarding, the person who does the cutting off, is they don't ever see the full picture. So they've cut something off, and they start to feel guilty as time progresses. As time goes on, they start to feel guilty and thinking they made a bad decision. But all I'm saying to you is, whether the narcissist was discarded in their past or they done the discarding themselves, they are still completely caught up on their ex. Even if they didn't even mention it to you. It's highly likely they did. But if they didn't, it's a possibility that they don't bring up their ex. Maybe they don't want to bring up their ex because there's too much trauma and too much baggage in that area. So they feel like, you know what, let me just leave it on a hush. Let me leave it quiet. I don't need to talk about that, right? What I'm saying to you is them leaving their stuff quiet and on a hush, right? And not talking about it. That's one option. But a lot of the times they do talk about their ex. And this is because they're not properly healed. You've only got to imagine and put yourself in a narcissist's shoes and imagine going from one relationship to another relationship to another relationship, etc. You don't give your body time to heal. You don't give your heart, mind to heal. You don't give your heart or mind or soul or anything time to heal. And you're getting all of these soul ties and new spiritual connections with random people, you know? When you see them with a new supply, How many people did they just hook up with? That's soul ties. That's soul ties. You know, how many people did they hook up with? But, oh, you've seen one on their social media, but they might have hooked up with some other people before they even settled down with that supply. They don't ever give it. They need people. They feed off people. They feed off us. And they're so caught up on their past. They're so caught up on their past. I know this factually. And I know it. I've had my proofs and evidences. There's no reason why the narcissist, ex-narcissist that was involved in my life is reaching out to me 3-4 months ago. After 6 years apart. All they was hoping for is I'm a shell of myself. I'm so low that I would let them back in. They don't realize our potential. They don't understand. They think we're going to be broken forever in their delusional little minds. You need to give it time. You know? You know that Hoover that I just said 3-4 months ago? Maybe if they done that sooner, or they made it quite clear sooner on, because I did get Hoovers at the beginning, but if they made it quite clear, maybe I wouldn't have been strong enough to say no. But they left it too late. They left it too late. Why did they leave it so late? Because they thought they were destroying me. If you're going for a silent treatment, you're going for a period of when they're ghosting you, they're silent. This is a huge amount of supply for them. I've mentioned this before. This is a huge amount of supply. You might say, Zion, like, how is that supply if I'm being silent and they're being silent? How is that supply? They're getting supply because they know you're in pain. That's why they're getting supply. They envision what it's doing to you. Even without empathy, they can envision. They know the catastrophe and the destruction that were left in the path of them. So they know that you'll be in pain. It doesn't take a genius to work that out. You don't need empathy to work that out. They know that you'll be in pain. They know how in love you were with them. They know how much you gave. Right? And what I'm saying is, they don't find people like us every day. If you look at the statistics of, they say, a narcissist in our population, it's very low. And I believe that the statistics are very wrong. But what are the statistics of empaths? Empaths aren't all that common, you know. This channel, I speak to empaths and I call you chosen ones because I believe you are blessed with the ability to have empathy. That's why I say empaths, chosen ones at the beginning of the videos. Because I'm addressing you, I'm speaking to your soul, I'm speaking to who you are. You're blessed to have that. And I'm just being honest. Like, have I met another empath? I don't think so. I don't think so, you know. There's a lot of people that I've been around in my life and they don't have the qualities of an empath. They just don't. So when I've met so many fakes and snakes. So many fakes and snakes, it's unreal. Or just people who are not down, you know. You're there for them in their time of need. They're not there for you in your time of need. That's not how an empath operates. I've been around a whole heap of those, you know. I'm with you when you're at your lowest. You're not with me when I'm at my lowest, you know. Close friends, people that I called my best friend and stuff, you know. During my dark days, there was no one there helping me. So I truly believe that empaths are very rare, right? This channel has just reached 12,000 subscribers, okay? I probably will never hit the numbers of other narcissist channels because other narcissist channels don't talk about narcissism in the spiritual. Some channels do, but I mean, the large major players, they don't they don't really talk about the spiritual aspect. And I feel like when I used to watch some videos early on, they didn't really give me the healing that I needed, because they focused on the narcissist as this dark person who feels no pain and can't be hurt. Well, that's the way I interpreted it. Maybe I'm wrong, but you know, we're all over the globe. So if you're resonating with this message, I believe you're an empath. If you're resonating with what I'm saying to you, I believe you're an empath, right? You've been through the cycle of abuse. You know, even if you don't think you're an empath, there's a lot of people who probably watch this channel who say, oh, I'm not an empath, but you don't realize you're an empath yet. Maybe I've met some of those unawakened empaths. Because there's unawakened empaths, then there's awakened empaths, and there's unawakened narcissists, and there's awakened narcissists. You know? Some of these narcissists you was dealing with might have been unawakened, but after encountering you, you might have actually birthed their awakening. You might have actually called them a narcissist or made them know they're a narcissist. Right? That's birthing the awakening of a narcissist. Who knows where their life's going now? But I just want you to understand, yeah, that the narcissist is in a deep regret wherever they are with these new supplies, because you offered something that countless amounts of people would never offer. Do you know how many people would have got involved with that narcissist that you dealt with and would have got out within seconds? You know, they don't even have to be an empath. They might have just had a good sense of judgment. They might have just seen the toxic traits. We're blind to it. That's why they often say empathy is a curse. We're blind to it. We see the best in people. We hope for the best. We pray for the best. We wish the best for people. So when someone does something negative to us, we often overlook it. Some of these things that they've done, if they'd done this to a regular Joe, you know, or regular Joe or regular Josephine, right? They would have absolutely just got out, no questions asked. They would have just got out of the situation. We found ourselves in this situation for the period that we was in it for, because we were so loving, because we were so pure, because we were so honest, because we were so true, because we were so loyal. That's why we found ourselves in these relationships for these extended periods of time. Right? It wasn't that we didn't have no backbone. It wasn't that we're a walkover. It wasn't that we're a doormat. It wasn't that we're a pushover. We loved wholeheartedly. And love makes us blind. Right? And when you're loving wholeheartedly, yes, we had our fuzzy love goggles on. And we overlooked so many flaws within these creatures. We overlooked so many flaws. And that's another reason why they know you're the best supply, because you overlooked their flaws. Other people will nitpick at them, pick them apart. Or there'll be a doormat and they just let them walk all over and don't offer any supply to the narcissist. They won't find someone like you. You need to understand this. They will never find someone like you. We only fall in love, we can count it on one hand. They say that you only fall in love 3 times in your life. That's what they say. I don't know what it's based on, but that's what they say. And this narcissist ruined. They had a chance to change. This is what I'm saying. They know they had the biggest blessing in their hands. They had someone true. They had someone honest. They had someone loyal. But instead, they just wanted to make us an obedient servant, not a loving companion. And that's their mistake. And they're going to have to go to the grave with that. And they will go to the grave with that. Right? They will go to the grave with that. You only got to catch some of these narcissists in their older years to realize, just how bad things really do get for them. The narcissist could be decomposing now. You might see them with a new supply. You might have seen a photo on Instagram where they've added their filters on, they've made themselves look attractive, they've made themselves look nice, they're wearing their best clothes, and they purposely took that photo for you. But you're not seeing them on a daily basis, knowing that they're actually decomposing, or they're having to rush out to friends and family members to garner any supply that they possibly can to equate for the supply that you used to just provide solely on your own, right? They might be having to rush out to all types of people, engaging in maybe even on dating apps. Still, while they're with the new supply, they're engaging in dating apps, and they're speaking to their friends and family, and they're probably speaking to their friends and family about you, and they're engaging on these dating apps, and then they've got this new supply. You don't know what they're actually having to do to create a concoction of supply. They might be going all out to get this supply. They might be having to go all out, literally, to get this supply that you used to provide. You're not seeing beneath the veil. That's what I'm trying to say to you. You need to see beneath the veil to understand what I'm saying. They are a facade. They have a mask. They masquerade with artificial light. They're not real. They're not true. Do not believe a word that comes out of their mouth. Do not believe what they tried to project at you. Do not believe this life that they're trying to make you perceive they're living. Once you overcome those hurdles, you see them as a sack of shit. You know, you see them as nothing. You see them as worthless. You see them as disgusting. You know, I read a comment earlier and it said, once you get rid of the hate and anger out of you, it's a big significant step to healing. They said it in other words, but it was a good comment. And it's true, because I don't actually hate the narcissist that I was involved with, or the narcissist that I was involved with. I don't actually hate them. I don't actually have any anger. I just don't want to be around them. I just don't want them around me. You know? We had our time together, period of time, in this earthly existence, this thing we called life. We had a period of time together, and it's over, you know? We have the final discard. Never be hurt because the narcissist discards you. Honestly, getting discarded is the biggest blessing, and I actually appreciate being discarded, because I don't think I would have ever actually cut it off myself. I would have felt too guilty. I would have felt really guilty. There was times and times again I used to walk out, say I'm leaving, then they would call me up and I would go back and I would leave, and I would go back and I would leave and I would go back. The amount of times I packed my bag and walked out of the place to go, I always felt guilty. I'm glad I saw it through to the end. Be grateful that you saw it through to the end. Right? You can't miss a person like this. You can't miss someone who literally preyed on you from the very get-go. As I said at the beginning of the video, who saw someone way out of their league, which is you, and tried to demote you and tried to devalue you to make you out that you're nothing, when you in fact built their whole life up to be where it is even now. You know? They wouldn't be where they are now if it wasn't for you. So many of us have helped them. People don't even help in life. People don't even help one another. You know, I'm talking about empaths out here. Listen, some regular people don't even help anyone. They don't help him. They don't even help themselves. You need to understand that you're the best they're going to get. And you really need to understand your value. You really need to do some inner soul searching, some self-love. I've gone through tremendous amounts of self-love. I'm not being vain, but I love myself. You know? I don't care if someone's richer, taller, more handsome, stronger, more muscly. I don't care. I'm who I am. There's no one like me. No one has my brain. No one has my heart. No one has my spirit, my soul. No one has that. No one has my unique appearance. No one has that. Why do I need to feel insecure of another person? I'm never going to be insecure of another person. And this is what I'm trying to really, really teach to you to be like. Right? The devil is around. The devil, or the negative energy, however you want to look at it, is around. It tries to make you insecure. Remnants of what the narcissist left you with. Insecurity is what the narcissist left you with. This dark energy, this devil, this negative spirit, whatever you want to call it, preys on your insecurities and tries to make you feel like you're not worthy. It will happen countless times in a day. But you need to tell that and cut it out of your mind. Fill yourself with self-love. Never put yourself down. And when you get on this journey of healing to the point that I'm talking about, and you understand fundamentally that you are the best they're ever going to get, and fundamentally you love yourself, right? You're grateful for who you are. You know what you've done for this person. You know what you can do for someone else. You know what you bring to the table. You know what you offer. And you're cool with that, you know? And the only way you get there, I tell you, the only way you get to this level of thinking that I'm talking about, and I'm not saying I'm higher up than you or lower down than you or anything like that. I'm just sharing my experience from the way that I've dealt with the experience. I've only got to this place because I spent a period of time alone, in solitude, alone, away from distractions, away from people, away from relationships. When I meet someone in the future, when the time's right, when I find someone who's actually on my level, I'm not even looking. Seriously, it doesn't even creep into my mind. I could admire someone's beauty, I could admire someone, but unless you're okay in your brain, unless everything's all in check and beneath and who you are, I'm not interested. That's the main thing that's attractive to me. You know, the soul, what you're about, your purpose, your meaning in life, who you are. That's what's attractive to me. The outer beauty, that's just the facade. You know? People care too much about their outer appearance. It's all about what's inside. That's where the real beauty lies. And I know that each and every single one of you have this inside you. This is why you're actually able to feel pain from a relationship like you're feeling. You know, pain is actually a beautiful thing. You actually in feeling pain to the degrees that other people that exit relationships or break up from relationships don't even feel. They don't even feel that much pain because they didn't love that much. They didn't love that deeply. You loved so wholeheartedly. It's why you got hurt. And it's why I know I love so wholeheartedly. It's why I need to protect my heart from hurt. And I will only let someone in who is deserving of it, who earns my trust, who earns my respect, who earns that. I'm not just going to let anyone in my life again because I've already done that and I've made a mistake, a big mistake. I'm glad it happened. It was a lesson. I've learned a lot, but I can't blindly go into love. I can't just let someone in my heart again, and neither can you. That's what I'm saying. You might only need to take 3 months. I've needed to take years. But I'm saying, just take a period of time out alone and reflect on things. Reflect. This rumination, you know, this rumination of the narcissist will go. His constant thoughts of them will go. You know, even in this video where I'm talking about the narcissist is separate from my mind now. It's not even like I'm thinking of it as a person. I'm not even thinking of them as a person. You know? They're just disgusting. But I'm trying to say, The narcissist knows you're the best supply they ever had. And wherever they are now, they know it too. They know it, and they know it. They know they'll never get someone like you, and it deeply causes them pain. And that's all you need to understand. That they've gone back out there, they've met other people, and these other people do not equate to you. They don't equate to the value that you hold in this life. They just don't. And they're going to keep searching. And they're going to keep searching. And they're never going to find it. Ever again. I can assure you that. Because the more and more partners that they go with in their searching, it's actually counterproductive. Because the more and more partners they have, decreases their chance of success. In non-narcissistic relationships or not, the more partners that you have decreases the amount of success that you're likely to have. The statistics for divorce, just by having two romantic relationships instead of marrying your first love, I think it decreases by like 50% or something. So there's only a 50% likelihood that your marriage will last and won't end in divorce. That's how severe it is by actually bouncing around and jumping from person to person. That's why I'm very careful about who I select into my life now. And who wants me in their life too. They need to be on the same wavelength as me. It's very deep. You need to have a deep, meaningful, spiritual, soulful connection with someone. And it can't just be based on physicality. It can't just be based on looks alone. It needs to be based upon the reciprocity, the reciprocation, the connection that you share. Morals, standards, they need to be alike. You know? But this narcissist knows you had morals. They know you had standards. And they deceived you to get into your life. Remember that. Go back to what I said at the start of the video. They saw you at day one. And they lied to your face about their pursuits, aspirations, goals. And they lied and lied and lied and lied and lied to be around you. They had to lie to be in your presence. If they told you the truth from day one, you wouldn't have been around them. They had to lie. Anyone that has to lie to be with someone proves that they're not at your level and they're not in your league. They never was in your league. They're never going to be in your league. And now it's time that we just raise the bar. And we don't go for people like that. We need to keep away from these narcissists that pretend they're broken and hurt and distraught. Okay? So anyway, thank you for watching today. Please press the like and the subscribe button. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can find a link in the description box. And if you'd like a one-to-one session myself, you can also find a link in the description box. Currently, I've got a secondary channel, a spiritual channel. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.